Live. Who knows what can happen? Copy that. Copy that. We'll get it. Nice. What's up? Oh, live. Yes, I saw that you messaged me right when I went live there, Keith. So yeah, we'll get it loaded up, brother. No worries. Thank you, my friend. You guys, the habitual overcomers in here. Amazing. My guy Feek. Yep, we were just chilling. I was just sitting here and I was like, well, fuck it. We have such great time, great conversation. Might as well just go live and see what happens here, huh? It always takes us where we never expect that we're going. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Sunday morning? Boy, oh boy, are we blessed or what? Mm, absolutely amazing, you guys. Amazing, beautiful day. What a great time we had last night. I didn't get to bed till late, you guys. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even realize when I looked at the clock and realized that we were on there on the podcast till freaking midnight or whatever. I was like, oh shit. I know Keith was tired. He had already been up all day, you guys. That guy was up all day, took his whole family down. I drove hours, probably on very little sleep anyway. Then got there, worked at his family's house all day long, did work all day, and then stayed up all night with us last night, do the podcast, probably just to get back up at whatever time this morning and drive back home, I'm guessing. I don't know for sure. He'll tell us if he's here. Keith will tell us what he's got going on, but that's what I'm pretty much picturing in my mind is going on. True. Yep. Yep. I think that's pretty accurate, probably. Maybe I forgot something, though, he'll add in. All true, he says, actually. Okay, cool. I thought so. My guy's been busting his butt over there. Busting his butt. He's got so many different things going on, which I had an idea. I forgot I was going to tell you. Um, and I don't know, obviously we don't have to, and there's no rush on it. But I thought maybe we could expand a little bit because the podcast is going so well. I thought maybe we should do like, and we can just start out with maybe 15-minute segment or something, but we should do just every week, me and you do our own little private video. Um, I got on me. I think I got some pre-workout or something on my lip. Something sticky and white. Anyway, so we basically can do like 15 minutes to half an hour. I figure it'll be a half an hour eventually, but we just do basically our own segment, a video, and just talk about whatever we want to, and then and it can be as short as long. It doesn't even have to be 15 minutes. It can be whatever, but then people kind of have a chance to look at that, and then we can talk about it, on the podcast or whatever, we can come back to those. But I just thought it'd be a cool way to talk about anything you want. It's completely open. Whatever topic you want to talk about, just a little short video, just anything once a week about who knows what, just to get it, the juices in the brain flowing or whatever. Could be work, could be life, could be God, could be play, could be family, whatever is in that moment, and then just give you a little bit of time to talk about it and maybe, I mean, the idea is that maybe we'll look inside and see some, see more to it by talking about it like that. Anyway, it was just an idea I had last night. It came to me and I was like, damn, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know if you're interested or not, but if so, then we'll figure it out. And it can be a little different. Just promotion for podcast edited. I'm not I'm not exactly sure. Great job podcast last night. Thank you, Smoke. It was, man. We had a blast. I had the best time. That was actually the best one yet, hands down. I was absolutely amazing. Push short podcast promotions. Yeah, that would be good. Well, actually, we could do that. That might not even be a bad idea either. 3 minute little just stuff for us to talk about and doing a few of those instead, maybe even just like 3 or 4 little shorts where we can just talk about stuff and then we can always bring it up on and we can play it during the podcast. We can look over it, we can talk about it, we could do whatever. So 3 minutes, yeah. And then you'd have little 3 minute segments to talk about. So if you don't want to do like the one sitting, obviously that could be done. Or you can just make a video and then break it down into those little segments, but something different than what we've been, not gaming. And we can talk about game, but not like playing the game, not exactly like the podcast, just something a little different where it just gives us more entry into ideas and maybe even other people might want to, put in their 2 cents. Here in my mouth. Big surprise, huh? Wonder where that came from. Oh man, you guys. So yeah, pray to Israel or for Israel. Don't even worry about it. You don't even have to pray for Israel. God already knows what's going on. You don't have to. I assure you. That's just a thought. To be honest, we don't even know what Israel needs. God's the only one who knows that. He'll sort it out. Don't you worry. Just like everything else. Have you noticed how everything always works out? Israel is king of what? I will say there's a very, very spiritual holiness about Israel. Now, I haven't been there personally yet. I would like to go, but I don't know about Israel as king. I wouldn't worship a place. If I was going to worship, it would be just God. But I do agree that Israel is amazing. And I would love to go there. So, no argument with that. What else? Where I could edit, add screenshots or facts and post it. Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And then we can always bring it up on the podcast or whatever. And we can go back and forth with it too. That would be pretty cool too. Is we can, you want to do 3 minutes, and then I'm like, oh shit, I need to talk about that. Then I can throw in my 3 minutes, and we can, you know, kind of go back and forth on stuff like that with shorts. That would be cool. That's a pretty good idea, dude. See how our ideas just kind of flow out. Yeah, it is very important though. Why that you see that is that spirit's inside you. It has nothing to do with the place. Israeli fanboy people. Y'all are crazy. You know that? You want to make sure you get that updated. 3 minutes on what we could change about NASCAR. Yeah, that's for sure. You talking about the game NASCAR or actual NASCAR? I don't know enough about actual NASCAR, but I can tell you what I would change about the game for sure. People still use Reddit? What's Reddit? What the hell is Reddit, you guys? It's like Ace talking about he's got root for us. He's like, you guys want to chat? I got root. I said, what the hell is root? I don't want anything to do with your root, man. I'm actually very curious if you are Israeli and liberation. Are either one of you guys Israeli or are you just into that? So very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, either way, we love you. On the game, yeah, Keith. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, definitely. I agree. Jay, are you serious, dude? You can take my seat?
He's waiting the whole time.
He was waiting the whole time. Hell yeah, thank you, buddy. Yeah, hit that like and subscribe button, you guys. Come on in and chat with me. I don't mind. You guys ask questions. We're just here to talk to you. It's fine. Obviously, if it's too ridiculous, some stuff I can't answer, legitimately like that. But other than that, we'll talk about anything. You gonna make us some breakfast? I wish, man. That would be really good. What would we make? Oh, actually, I am. You know what? And we might show that a little bit. My wife is doing, what are you doing today?
Sourdough pancakes.
Sourdough pancakes from her, homemade sourdough that she makes. So apparently it's something new she's going to try. I'm not super excited about eating bread, but it'll be what it'll be. Don't think about that either. It'll be just fine. Then back to meat after that. Bread just doesn't even sound good to me anymore, you guys. I don't know what it is. Since I've been off bread, I'm not interested. Crackers or chips or bread or, anything other than like when my wife makes like that chocolate sourdough, that's pretty good, but I'm still not craving it. You use really good natural syrup, only maple syrup, 100% pure maple syrup. That's it, nothing else. Butter and pure maple syrup. I mean, if you're going to eat garbage, you might as well make it at least the most natural you can. Yeah, in fact, there, I'll show you. I think it's sitting right here. My wife has it out. You guys can see. If we're going to eat garbage, this is the kind of garbage we do. 100% pure maple syrup. Ingredients: organic, pure maple syrup, nothing else. So there you go. That's it. And you don't have to use, well, I don't have to use a whole lot of it on there. When I was a kid, I used to just smother it in syrup, but that's too much for me anymore. So it's backwards. Oh, okay, my bad. Well, I don't know how do you turn that around on here? I don't even know if that's possible. Can you flip the screen like that on something like that? I don't know. Translation, community moderation. What's up? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. It's something I don't need to hear about. Trust me. Like real syrup. Yeah. Yeah. I sure don't eat like artificial pancake syrup, made from cornstarch and stuff like that. Or I'm sorry, cornstarch, corn syrup. I don't eat that for sure. I don't eat anything like that. I look like Mike from Lincoln Park. Awesome. Thank you. I'm sure that's a compliment. Thank you very much. Play the music, dummy. Cool. Thank you, Dominic. Appreciate that. Absolutely spectacular. You guys are awesome. I feel like we're just picking right back up from last night where we left off. Sorry. Try to get this. Still hang out here. I'll do my thing. Yes. 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 All right. Go. I mean, absolutely gorgeous Sunday. I think today is like 85 or something. And then tomorrow's like, I think the high 60. So we're going to have a little cool front coming in. But man, it is beautiful. We're taking the day off. We are not working today. We are going to have our day of worship and we are going to relax all day. We want to see your clock. Oh, okay. Want to see my clock? This one? This guy? That clock? You guys, this is a really cool story. We should talk about this sometime. This clock was actually handmade by prisoners in a penitentiary called the Walls. It's a state penitentiary in Missouri. And this was made by inmates in the penitentiary. It's not hooked up right now. I'm missing a couple pieces for it whenever it got moved. Because my grandpa was a security guard at the penitentiary. And he had this built by the people there. So yeah, really cool, really interesting. A lot of history in it. You can feel the history in it, to be honest with you. When I open that and you crack open the doors on it and you smell what comes out of it, you feel the history and the intensity. Yeah, Ace. No, it definitely is, man. That's why I kept it. I knew as soon as he got that and I saw it, I was like, man, that's mine someday, right? It was the one thing that I specific because I don't ask for stuff a whole lot from family, especially like when they're dying and stuff. I don't give me whatever. I don't give a shit if you want to or don't, right? But that one I said, hey, you guys, like I don't ask for much, but I want that clock. And because I loved it so much, they said, all right, yours. You heard about that. Very nice. Very nice. Yep. They would also they had in the Walls. They had a shoe company. They made shoes. I'm pretty sure they made license plates. Um, there was a bunch of different businesses, and those businesses actually ran like a normal business. It's just the inmates were the workers there, and they got paid very little. I think it was like 12 cents an hour or something. The inmates make. Hey, Lexi, what's going on? How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. God bless. What a beautiful day. It's their property. They choose who gets what. That's right. That's right. That's right. No, not technically. Here's the sad part. Um, when my grandma passed away, me and my mom had taken care of my grandma for a long time before she passed. And so my grandma had always said, split the house up between the kids or whatever. But then when she, obviously saw that none of the other family was coming around and we were the only ones there and taking care of her, she just said, you guys, it's your guys' stuff. You guys are the only ones here taking care of it. So you guys take care of it, right? So, so when we did it, we got the house and everything, and then here comes the whole family throwing a fit. Oh, she said we could have where the hell were y'all? You know what? We don't fight like that. We just took it and we just gave it to them. I just backed away. I said, you know what? That's fine. I don't want to fight over things like that. That's not the world that I live in. None of it matters. Your grandma just died. Like, you guys really want to come and just fight over money? That's all people care about. They didn't care about family. They didn't care about friendships. They certainly didn't care about my friendship or if I ever talked to them ever again their whole lives, which I haven't. So there you go. That's how easy come, easy go, right? Hell yeah. Thanking God for a new day. Me too, Lexi. 100%. All right, Keith. Hell yeah, be safe, man. If you're driving, be safe. Bring us up. I'm just going to stay live for a while. So if you want to just pop in whenever you can, have Steph message or whatever, just come on. We'll be here. Yep, that's right. That's how family works. New or old Lincoln Park? You asked that I'm not sure. Are you asking me which I like? I don't really know because I don't know the difference between new or old Linkin Park. I'm not a huge Linkin Park fan, although I do think that Chester had an amazing voice. So it's a shame gone too soon. But other than that, I don't know too much about him. I never was a huge fan. Some great hits though. There's some definitely some great songs they play on the radio and other places I've heard. There's so good band. But I just don't know. If you're asking me which one, I have no idea, brother. Couldn't tell you. Gotcha. If there's something new beyond Chester, then I would say old because I don't think you can change things like the original. It's kind of like Sublime. Although I'm sure Bradley's son is amazing, Chester's Nikon, you got that right. Although Bradley's son's amazing, he'll never be Sublime. You know, I don't think that remaking it like that was a good idea. Now with his son, I think it's closer than whoever they had before. I can't remember, but it's the same scenario. It's like when you change, it's never the same. It could be okay. Some people might like it, but to think it's going to be the same or somehow better, I don't see how you could be better than the original, right? So if you're copying it, that is. Now, if you're different, then you're your own original. It's totally different. But when you take something that somebody's own made themselves like that, like a brand, and it's fine, and it may be okay, but I can't imagine it being better than the original. They have a new singer. Yep, I don't know anything about it. Haven't heard it. I probably wouldn't even listen to them unless they popped on the radio or something and I didn't know it was them. You tell me. What do you think? Do you like it? Is it good? You know, a lot of times they cling on to that because they don't want to lose that feeling or that rush that they're on when they're doing that when they're in their you know making their albums or whatever, and so they'll just they'll do whatever it takes to continue to move forward. But sometimes they may be like an homage to Chester and the Lincoln Park. It may be like different than that. They may not have that intention. So old is way better. She tried. Oh, it's a girl. Oh, she tried too hard. Well, yeah. Then that was yeah. I can 100% guarantee she's trying too hard. Not that she can't do it, but boy, that's not Lincoln Park, is it? A woman would have to try hard because if she wanted to be that, she would have to try and be a man, which she couldn't do, which means she would have to overtly try, which means she wouldn't even be herself. That's a shame. Don't try and be something else. Just be yourself. In order to be yourself, though, you got to know yourself. You got to learn yourself. Yeah. Excuse me. Excuse me. New songs are good. Yep. I don't know. Don't know her. Is she famous? Is she known? Did she come in or is it unknown? An unknown artist. Holding too tightly, afraid to lose control. Cause everything that you wanted from me. Yep, good stuff. But that's a great example of how you can have so much in life and still we all have those same demons inside of us we're battling. You can have money, you can have fame, you can have the world loving you, you can have everything free handed to you, you can have the world at your fingertips, and you still have the exact same thing that's going on in each inside of every one of us. You're still searching for that same thing. She came from an unknown band or not well known. Gotcha. Well, maybe it'll be big. Maybe it'll work out good for him. I'm your favorite LGBTQ streamer. Keep up the good work. I don't even know what that means, but all right. I know I love you just the way you are. Mhm. That's right. It doesn't fix anything inside of you. All that stuff doesn't fix it, man. Look at Chester. Look at Chris Cornell. Look at Robin Williams. Look at all these people that you think have everything. We idolize them, we worship them, and they have the exact same demons inside of them, if not worse. I transitioned into a son of God 2 years ago. That was my transition. I transitioned from living in my ego to letting my ego die. So that's my transition. God bless you. And I know what you're searching for is the Father too, and you can have it. He's right there waiting for you. Don't worry about any of that nonsense that you're talking about. Who cares? Even if that were true, right? Isla, even if that were true, what would that matter? Would that change anything? Would that make you like me more, or you like me less? And if that were the case, would that matter to me? If it did matter to me, would that be inside of me or would that be inside of you? These are all very deep questions. So anytime you come in and you say something, there's meaning to everything, you guys. Sometimes you don't see it, and you don't even understand what's going on inside of you, but there's meaning to everything. And maybe this moment, maybe you need this moment. I don't know. No judgment here. All right, no judgment to anyone. We love you all. Bless you guys. You got that same spirit working in you that I got working in me, you guys. All you got to do is watch it. You'll understand it and overcome it. I promise you that. Yep. You won't even think of it, Ace, as a wonderful or not wonderful life. You'll have a perfect life, but you won't be lost in the mindset that something other than your connection with God is making it that way. That's it. Boom. Done. Easy. It's over. It's written. It's over. LGBTQ also means you turn into a girl. Is that possible? Is that real? Boy, oh boy, you guys are way deep in thought. How could you ever turn into a girl? That doesn't even make sense. That's not real. That's fake. That's more stuff that's in the mind. But I do understand it. I totally understand what's going on inside you guys' minds. Satan is powerful, very, very powerful, and he's got us tricked. But the truth is, you can't turn into a girl. You can't turn into a guy. You are what you are. God already made you perfect. If you don't think you're perfect, that's inside of you. But I think if everybody looked inside of them and understood that isn't real, that is evil talking to you inside your head, it's not you. What you think is you isn't you. Then you would see that, what does that even matter? Certainly it wouldn't matter to me if someone thinks or whatever they are. I don't see how that could possibly ever matter to me. But to you, if it matters to you, then you just need to see what's going on inside of you. And I already know, so it's not bothering me at all, you guys. It's amazing. Yep. You're born of the flesh, you'll die of the flesh. It's just like that. But die of the flesh while you're still alive, die of that ego. Let your ego die. Forget that stuff, you guys. Who cares? If you think I care about any of that, y'all crazy. You can't affect me with that, and I certainly hope I can't affect you in any way with that. So. Although, Dominic, I will say maybe describing LGBTQ as you turn into a girl, that may just be the wrong description of it also. Right, yeah. I think it's more like how people want to identify, because that's the same thing. The ego makes them think that they need to identify. That's all inside. That's an ego-based, it's an ego-driven thing. It's what we talk about here a lot. We always talk about this kind of stuff because the truth has to be told. The more truth that's told, the more people would understand what's going on inside of them. Yep. but like why I don't know. I don't understand why any of that would matter to me as in a way that I would have an emotion about it or have a feeling about it. I love them the same. You guys are great. Doesn't matter to me. Now, if you asked me, am I doing something wrong, like in the eyes of God, I would tell you that, yeah, as soon as you separated from Him, when you decided that you knew what you were better than what God knew that you were, then yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you separated from Him. You're not with God at that point in time. But is that wrong? That's every single person is doing it. It's not you, it's not them, it's all of us. Every single person is doing that exact same thing. It's just that we do it in different ways. But that's what it is. So God doesn't care about that either. God's not sitting there going, I it's so funny what people think, especially we were talking about this last night on the podcast, especially Christians, all right? And I call myself in name a Christian, right? Because I follow Christ, but I don't go to no Christian church. I would never go to any of these churches. These churches, this stuff that goes on in the world right now is wild, right? But everybody's buying into it. Every single person goes and they all think that's the answer. So but it's true judgment. Why would I judge somebody? This, 100% for sure, without a doubt, and I'm not a big biblical, I'm not into religion and I'm not into the Bible, even though I both think that both can be good for you and bad for you. But I know for sure God ain't into that. God does not care about your earthly thought. He's not sitting there going, oh, this guy's, thinks he wants to be a woman, or this woman thinks someone. God don't care about that. God's just waiting for you to come back to Him. He's just sitting there waiting, and as soon as you're ready, you can make that switch, and you'll instantly be right back with Him. Boom! He'll take you. He will pull you out of the darkness into the light, and truly, then you'll see that everything that you think someone's judging you for has all been from another person. Was never from God. It's from other people. Any type of way that someone feels about that kind of stuff or something that doesn't even involve them, especially, they're playing God, you guys. They're playing God. If someone has a judgment over your race, your sexuality, or religion, or any of that stuff, they're playing God. They're worse than the people that they're claiming to be against. They're worse than the murderers. They're worse than the rapists. Okay? Judgment is worse than that. You guys, I don't know. I don't know. I can't explain it any other way. Judgment is the worst thing you can do. You're playing God. You think you're God when you judge. No. So no judgments here. That's why we love every single one of them. They know not what they do, you guys. And the crazy part is I would say at least 90% of the time, I know there's bad people out there. There's just genuinely bad in the world. But most of the time, they all have good intention. People aren't out to hurt people 90% of the time in that way. They may be out to help themselves, but they're not out just to intentionally hurt people. They may think they're doing the right thing. They're blinded. They're absolutely blind to the truth. Well, of course, the law, Ace, I'm saying in the eyes of God, right? Not in the eyes of man. God knows evil. Basically, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that. I love this because people will be like, "What are you saying? Like rape is better than you just haven't thought?" No, what I'm saying is that God doesn't see the separation from God is the sin. He's not seeing that, but He sees when you judge. He knows that you're judging and that you're playing God. He doesn't have a scale though. If people think that God like has some scale of sins or something, you're going to go to some level. That's people's minds are crazy. I can tell you that. People are lost in their mind and they're lost in thought. And they'll think about it forever. And then it'll change. They'll have another thought and that'll change. They'll have another thought and that'll change. All lost in thought. None of it's real. The best thing I ever have done in my whole entire life is step away from thought and just go through life without it. It's tough though. It is the hardest thing I've ever done for sure. I've done a lot of things, but man, moving through life without thought is very difficult. Because you've been trained. You're trained to talk to that thing up here. You're trained that is like your friend. That Satan did the greatest trick on everyone right from the beginning. We talked about this last night too. It's the same thing that happened to Adam and Eve in the garden. The trick is still going on. You think that's you in your head, right? The story of Adam and Eve and the serpent, you don't really think a snake came up and talked to him, right? That is metaphorically speaking the spirit that lived inside of their heads, right? So you have to understand that that is the exact same thing, the spirit that lives inside of you, right? That's the same thing. That's why when Adam made Eve his God and he succumbed to temptation too and separated from God, that's why it's the exact same thing that we still do today. That's why we're all putting women above God. Almost every single man does. Not all, not all, not all. There's some that are overcoming. There are some of us out there overcoming. But most of them will put any woman over God. They would choose a woman over God in a second. They would throw everything away in their entire lives for a woman. But that's the evil spirit that lives in us. That's the exact same thing that was in Adam. You guys are so connected, you don't even know it. 100% true brothers of Jesus, of Adam and Eve, brothers and sisters. Don't even know it. Those same things are in all of us. Anywho, what else we got going on this Sunday? Ouch. We went out yesterday and went to the gas station. That was a mistake. $4.50 a gallon for diesel for my truck. Needless to say, I only put in 25 bucks. I don't have to drive it a lot, so there's no reason to fill it up. But I feel for you guys out there who are, struggling right now at the pump. Things will turn around though. Have no doubt, just in that, have no worry that the same way that those things go this direction, they'll go the other direction, and everything will be fine. Don't be upset about that either. But I thought it was absolutely wild. Man, gas companies really have control of everything in the world. Fuel controls everything in the world right now. It's absolutely wild how, a dispute between these countries aren't even near us, you know what I'm saying? Can change our prices of fuel, which is going to change the prices of everything. And I think they know that, right? That's got to be something that these companies that set these oil prices and then they change them so drastically at the drop of a hat, not knowing, and they do it off of what is it? Off of like predetermination. They do it off of an outlook ahead. They don't do it off of real time. These prices are done based off what might happen. Is that not crazy? And like the stock market and stuff. I don't know. I always found that very strange. And then basically, then at times, whenever they feel like it, they can, price gouge. Is that not a monopoly? I don't understand it, you guys. How is the main oil conglomerate not a monopoly like that when they can control that? Shouldn't that be controlled by supply and demand just like everything else? How can supply and demand change instantly in one night? It doesn't make sense, right? How can gas be I like what was it? I think it was 329 here in town like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, maybe a month now, might have been. I lose track of time. And then it was 299 a little bit before that in a close by town here. Um, so just to think that can be changed like that. I mean, there's no other product in the world that changes that drastically like that. They really, they can put a hurt on people whenever they want to with that. They can just manipulate it, bang, and there you go. You're dealing with it. What's they saying here? Hold on. The funny thing is that gas is actually controlled by Congress and the president. Also, meds, food, transport. No way. How could Congress and the president control oil intake from another country, Ace. How could you telling me that they could just wave a wand and say gas price is $1.30 and they're not doing it? Absolutely not. They don't have any control. They may have some regulatory control in voting, but they don't control OPEC or anything like that. They only control what reserves we have. They do control our reserves now. And I think what ended up happening is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you guys do the research. I don't know for sure. But I think they sold all the reserves out and didn't, and they stopped oil drilling in our country and they sold out all the reserves, right? And then, so our reserves were basically depleted beyond military deployment, and we had no drilling. And so we don't have anything for ourselves. So everything we're doing is in trade right now with oil. And so, no, I don't, I actually disagree with that. I don't think that we have control of that right now. I think we will once everything gets settled down and we get our reserves, restored and we start digging, you know. I think that a lot of people don't understand what oil is and how it works. I think a lot of people hear oil and they think that we're going to run out, right? Most people probably at some point in time have been told um, that we're going to run out of oil someday. But I don't know if everybody just stopped like talking about or understanding what a renewable resource is and how the earth renews that. And it's like, we don't want to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. We'd rather talk about lithium batteries or these batteries or anything that's not a renewable resource. Now, I'm not saying it's not, like, you can argue the debate of whether one's better for the environment while in use, fine. But if we're talking about the long run, the earth creates this resource on its own. It is a natural resource that will be recreated. There are oil reserves that are coming back that are new. There's constantly new oil reserves all over coming up. It is a renewable resource. Now, on the scale of things, if the population were to keep growing and we grow and grow and grow, of course, it's conceivable that we would run out and that we need to come up with alternative methods. I'm not saying that that's not something we should consider, but I think we just misinforming people and making them think that oil isn't renewable and that the earth makes it and that we will have more and that there's more coming up all the time. So, but it's under strict code that they don't own the full, they just control the prices. For example, an Oklahoma gas station owner was arrested because his gas was too cheap. Well, that may be an Oklahoma thing, Ace. I don't know for sure. And you know what? It's another wait and see. Just because that happened, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, right? How did the case work out? What happened? Is he shut down? Is he still doing business? Did he have to adjust the gas prices? Do gas companies sign a deal? Do gas companies sign a deal with their distributors saying that I'll sell it for whatever said price is? There's so many things that could be involved with that I wouldn't even begin to know. So for me to make a judgment on that or to even try and understand it, there'd be so much I would have to learn. Even not even a judgment, but just truly understanding the depth of it with regulations and fuel regulations and law, and then those regulations of getting fuel from. We're talking about companies that aren't even owned by American companies, right? A lot of these fuel companies are owned overseas, I believe. I don't even think. And again, you guys, I don't know too much about this stuff, so I know I'm discussing it, but when it comes to fuel regulation and stuff like that, I'm not super knowledgeable, but to think that we would sit here and to say that the president or Congress would that we're really damaged, first of all, to even think that, but they would be holding out right now on the American people or forcing the prices up and they could just do something about it. I don't think so. Will they do something about it eventually? Yeah, I think something can be done, like you're saying, but I think all that stuff takes time, man. It's a wait and see scenario. So, okay, companies don't have to worry about that. But like come and go or quick trip, have contracts. Yeah. And who knows, like, what does it even mean? I have no idea what government regulations too are on those companies. I know when I have my business, and I go and get it licensed and stuff, there's stuff I got to meet. There's all kinds of requirements I have to meet for the type of business that I have to have a business license. And all that's regulated by state, so every state could have a different set of rules. And then when you're dealing with hazardous material or explosive material, I'm sure that that changes things too, I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm guessing that it's a lot deeper than what we truly understand. It probably, a lot of owners probably don't even truly understand it, which is why you end up having someone get in trouble or something like that. 415 barrels, oil reserve taxes. Listen, I don't know. Did that come out right? I'm not sure that I understand that, my friend. 415 a barrel. Oil reserve taxes are insane. I think that's what you're saying. And yes, I just tried to decipher that as best I could. I did the whole, translation that YouTube tries to do for me. And then it didn't even translate that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But I hear you. Yeah, it's crazy. Again, just a little bit out of my understanding. So either way, even if it is, you guys, even if it were the fact that if Congress and president and all these people were against us and they're all working against us, you'd have to understand that it's that same evil that's driving them that drives us. That same thing that's driving you, that's your thought. They have those same thoughts too. So can't be mad at them either. That's how you truly drop anger, is by understanding what's in everyone. Every single person. 415 million barrels oil reserve. Government says in Texas and Louisiana. Are you saying they have that there? They've got 415 million barrels in the oil reserve. Is that what you're saying? I'm sorry. And you're fine, Smoke. It's all good. I know it's very difficult. I got the easy side over here. You know what I'm saying? I just talk to you guys. You guys got the hard side. You got to read and text and listen and focus and type and all of these things. You've got it so much harder. So just take your time. No big deal. That's what they say. Yeah. I mean, nice. I know our reserves were hit pretty hard. I do know that. I've heard a lot about that. Yeah. Again, Ace, you know what though? Like, just be careful what people say, man. People talk a lot of shit that isn't always accurate, man. So always just keep that little bit of, question everything inside of you. Just question, even if you're told, question it anyway. Like, just make sure. Always do that little bit extra research, so that way, you know. And I'm not saying you're wrong, of course, but that way you really know. And then look inside also. Don't always look outside for the answers. Look inside for some of the answers, because that's how I learned to understand what's going on inside of everybody. I looked inside first, and then once I found the answers inside, I found all the answers outside. Yeah. No, I understand, Ace. Logic and reasoning, right? I get it. And what you're saying makes sense for sure. Um, but again, that would just be the spirit that's driving them too, man. If that were the case, that would be the same spirit that drives them. That's why I always say it's not a battle of the flesh. It's not a battle of flesh and blood. It's a battle of good versus evil. It's a battle of the spirit. That's way deeper than what anybody understands, is the battle of the spirit that's going on in the world. That battle of good and evil that's going on in the world is way deeper than what anybody can comprehend. Well, there's some, I say, but most people can comprehend. Most people go about their day and have no idea the war that's going on all around them, every single place they go. Everything, and it comes in every person, it comes in every device that we have through technology. Any way evil can get to you, it gets to you. It's learned. It's the great deceiver. Kind of grabs you by the boo boo. Governor Ace is going to change the state. My guy wants to be governor. You guys vote Ace for governor in Oklahoma. He's the man for change. And we don't mean change like that's all you'll have in your pocket. You're going to have bills. You're going to have lots of bills. $20 bills. No more change. All right. He's talking about change coming for change. We're going to turn those quarters into dollars. It's time to change. My priority is the people's rights and safety. Those are probably good things to run on. But don't forget about people's lefts, because if you only are worried about their rights, their lefts might get jealous, and then who knows what their lefts are going to do. That's right. And because remember, 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 lefts do. These are all just good things for you guys to keep in mind, when going through life. That's just quality information to have. Go ahead and work through that real quick. So yeah, okay, let me go grab my stuff here because I'm gonna get to work here while we're chatting. So I'll be right back. Just give me a second. Do these have that? Let's see. This one? No. That's how you upload a short, though. Just figured that out. Believe it or not. Nope, that ain't it. Okay. I'm just pressing buttons here. I'm not right or left. I add up stuff. It makes more common sense and more understanding for the average people. No, but yeah, and that's fine. But I was talking about. Yeah, found tooth found the short option. No, I was talking about directionally. You know, it was well. I just want to understand the whole thing was a joke, right? I wasn't making a political statement or anything like that. It was a joke. Hopefully you got it, Ace. If not, I'll explain it to you. Tell me if you didn't get it. I'll explain it to you when I come back. Man, what's going on with it? Oh, okay. All right. I was just making sure, Ace. I don't know. Sometimes, some stuff goes over people's heads. Hell, I don't know. I just wanted to make sure you didn't think I was saying something else.
What, baby? Have I seen it?
Yeah.
No clue. Did you have it yesterday?
No, we had it whenever I did the.
Is it under the rocking chair next to the bed?
I don't see it. What is it? One is the period on. Maybe I'll stay so quick. Oh no. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. What's going on here? Fortunately, requirements for governor suck. You got to at least be 40 years of age, or is it 35? Yeah, something. You got to be experienced. Guess I lost. Okay, it's cool. What could I possibly have done with it? Slots. He's biting me.
Who's biting you?
Stubbs was biting me. He was biting me, y'all. Age doesn't mean experience. I got you.
What? Maybe. I haven't seen it. You know, put Charles back in bed. Stay.
knows, y'all? Could be up there on the table somewhere still. I don't even know it. Guys, I'm losing stuff. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing it. I'm losing it, you guys. Okay, back. Might shut down, so please, Ace, you're all good, brother. Don't even worry about it, my guy. You are amazing. Anyway, so, but I was going to say, when you said age doesn't mean experience, I will say, although a lot of times as you get older and you understand how things are differently, it changes you. And since we're kind of on different, age sides here, right? I'm a little older, you're a little younger. And I will say that I wouldn't have made great decisions when I was younger. And I have the ability now to make much better decisions. So I do see the logic behind that. And I think as you get older, I think that when I was younger, I would have agreed with you 100%. I would have said, fucking age doesn't determine experience. But as I get older, I understand that it's not necessarily experience, but wisdom that age gives you. And sometimes you need that. Now, I'm not saying you couldn't have that at a young age, but I promise you that I didn't. And I can say that probably a lot of others wouldn't have had the wisdom that they had to do what's right at a younger age. So, anyway, there is some, reasoning behind that. I don't think that it's a surefire method to make sure that you get someone good because, there's a lot of people 35 that still aren't mature. You know this. They're still lost. So, and they may never mature. There's 35, 45, 55-year-old babies running around. You see them all the time. So, at throwing absolute fits, stuck in their emotions and ego and just absolutely lost. So, so you can't say for sure. So either way, it can be a fault, right? Because nobody's the same. You can't, like stereotype a person based on age like that either. It'll end up the same way. So I see them daily. Yes, yeah, right. Those people, absolutely. It's everywhere. It's bad. Babies. Out there just slamming doors. What are you doing? Don't know? Yeah. She said, I don't know, but I'm not talking to you, dummy. I gotta take this thing apart. So yesterday when we went out with the airsofts, uh, one of my magazines, I dropped it. And as soon as I dropped it, it stopped working. It stopped feeding right. So I gotta take it apart and see what's going on. I admit I like some CJ. Oh, really? Well, what makes them childish and not childish? If you like stuff, you like stuff. That's okay. I don't know. I don't even, Right. See, like, if the video games are childish, then I guess, I'm guilty because I like them and I play them. Am I a child? No. Do I have the mentality of a child? No. But that doesn't mean I can't enjoy things like that. But I don't put a label on it like that either. Other people do that, Ace. That's the same judgment that other people put on everything. Oh, that's childish. Says who? Show me a child that can go, play some of these things that we do. I assure you there was no children playing SOCOM back in the day. That was a man's game. I remember going on there, and if there was little kids on that game, you were like, "Oh hell yeah, it is game over," because you just knew little kids weren't able to, manipulate the controller or the or have the awareness of what you need to for that game. So yeah. Another thought. is this thing? This thing is a weird size. This is like a freaking beveled five head. What are those called? It's called an H. They call it H, I guess. Yep. There's an H fitting on the 1022. Interesting. It looks like an H1.5 maybe. Let me guess. It's not gonna. Nope. So apparently there's this weird size, but I think Torx will fill that gap. So let's try a Torx. What is it? 15. Let's see if T15 does it. Oh, too big. T10. We'll go T10. There it is. T10 fits perfectly. You what? I don't know what you're saying, Ace. Okay, I'm sorry. I have no idea what you're saying there, brother. So your shredder's jammed? Ace, what the hell are you talking about, dude? What the hell? Yo, I had no idea that was how this worked, man. What the Jay, fuck off. No. No, you can't come over here and lay where I'm working. Wow. Man, I want to show you guys this, but I can't. Holy shit. That is it? Wow. Man, you guys. Dude, you guys, I'll explain it to you, okay? Because this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I just learned something that is blowing my mind right now. Wow. So on my 1022, I told you I dropped the mag on my my airsoft rifle, and so I'm taking apart the mag to look at what's going on, right? See what I did that messed it up or whatever. I'm gonna clean it and everything. So we've got it apart now, but so it's a 25, you know, and it's like a flattened piece of steel, dude. This is so cool. It's a pinched, flattened piece of steel rolled around a little wheel. So if you can imagine, it's like flattened steel that they flattened in a circle so it curved, and it's about that wide, right? So it's like an I don't know, 3/4 of an inch wide or half-inch wide, and then they've rolled it so it's rolling around this wheel, and this wheel kind of spins free, and that steel rolls around there. And as you load each one, the steel unrolls, and it's not a spring. There's no spring. It's a rolled piece of steel in there. I had no idea. That's fucking insane. I had no idea that's no springs. Mm-mm. Wow, dude. That is, man, that's so cool. Let me guess, that just slides out. Oh my goodness, guys, it just slides right out. Wow. I think we can see this, right? So that way you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's just a piece of steel around a wheel, you guys. That's the feed. No spring. That's it. It's under pressure from the wheel of the tightening of the roll of the steel. Is that not insane? Holy cow. I guess it's because of the light load pressure from the airsoft pellets that the 1022 uses. That is absolutely insane. What a simple fucking design. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. That's really cool. Let's see. Actually, yeah, let's change over. We're gonna go turkey hat. Get my turkey hat out. Do this. We're gonna swap that out. Okay. And then right here. Okay. All right. So normal match. Yeah, for sure. That's a interesting design. This would be a noise. That would be a revolutionary change for the people. Yeah, I'm sure there's some kind of capability there, but you know, there may be some kind of proprietary deal to that too. I had no idea though. I just learned. I was actually scared to take this apart, you guys. I was nervous. There's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. There's basically seven parts in it altogether. Everything said and done. Wow, that is freaking easy, you guys. All said and done, basically seven parts in the whole thing. That's amazing. I wasn't sure what I was getting into. You know, I've taken apart like PMags and stuff. We were talking about those. Like I've taken all that apart. And, um, some other mags, like some of my, you know, like the G Lock mags. You know, you can put l- parts that allow more spring travel inside of them, if you understand what I'm talking about. And so I've taken those apart to work on those. Yeah. Well, and also too, well, I guess there would still be the same principle though, as if you left it fully um, loaded all the way where it could stretch the spring, it would probably stretch that coil kind of in the same way. But I think you could make those out of different like tension steel or whatever and make them stronger, maybe double them, triple them. I don't know. Right now, whatever happened, mine's not feeding up properly. Like it got like something jammed or maybe it's a little twisted or something. I don't know, but we're gonna just give it a good thorough, you know, clean it and look over and make sure everything's right on it. So so what else? Anybody got anything exciting going on this amazing Sunday, you guys? Oh, here, let me straighten up for you here. Let me straighten up and right. Anybody got anything just absolutely spectacular going on? What about anybody have any good stories from Saturday? A good Saturday night? Anybody have? I know we had an absolutely amazing Saturday night. Holy cow. Just cooking, Ace says. Nice. Very nice, my friend. Very nice. Woo. Boy, that's some filth. Makes sense. I don't think I've ever had this apart, so. Mm-hmm. Yep. Man, just relaxing today. We had a long weekend, but it's been absolutely beautiful though. And things around here have just been so good, you guys. We've been absolutely blessed. The God would bless. Got great people, meeting all kinds of new people, making new acquaintances. I call them friends, but I don't want them to feel like there's an expectation of anything in here. You come, you go, you stay, you leave, it's whatever you want. No judgment. It's good, brother. That is really good. So what else we got coming up? So this week, obviously we're gonna keep working on the property out here. I want to try and get the windows done. The cleaning the windows in this place is a big job, so I want to try and get that done. I got all the supplies to do that. Need to get the power washer out. We need to do the oil change on it, so that's coming soon. Then we'll use it, clean the cars up. Want to do we're gonna do like a undercoating on the cars, so you guys can be there for that. I don't know what I'll use yet. I've used what's this stuff called? No, I forget because my mind's drawing blank. Fluid film is what I've used in the past, and I have some fluid film downstairs, so we might just redo that. But where I live now is pretty rough. I feel like I need something a little more heavy duty. I don't live in town and you know that easy garage life anymore. Now I'm way out here and it's rough, and I think they just throw a lot of salt and stuff, garbage down on the roads willy nilly, and it's gonna be cleaner than new, man. I think it's ever been this clean before. Oh yeah, I tried to. Oh, it's so funny. Yesterday, I tried to make a video while we were out. I told you guys I was gonna try and make a video of us with the airsofts, and we just got. I got it all set up right. I'm recording. It's sitting there, and we're setting everything up right. And as soon as like you see, we're starting to move into position to start, doing our thing. Boom, my phone shuts down. The sun. I guess I had it too much in the sun. It overheated. Said it was overheating. That was it. I was like, nah, man. So I guess that's just the way. The only thing I think of is just that's exactly how it was meant to be. So I'm not thinking about it. Brian, what up? Fix. I don't know what he meant, but yep, fix. It's the translator thing. It's still translating, even though it's off. Hold on, let me check. I'll check one more time here. Oh yeah, it's off. I don't know, Brian. He don't speaking no good English. No hablos inglés, Brian. Oh man, dude, it's going great, brother. It's going great. It's an absolutely beautiful day. Absolutely amazing. I'm just chilling, just doing a little cleanup. Doing a little pew cleanup. And the wife's gonna make some. He's getting his PS5. Whoa, dude. Whoa, Brian, calm down. Okay, settle down, Brian. Dude, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Are you getting a specific one? Are you getting a used? You getting a new? Are you buying a special edition? Tell us all about it. I must know more. What are you getting? One terabyte with the disk drive. Okay, gotcha. So just basically the standard edition with the with disc. I don't. Do they make a 500 anymore? I think it's all, but they're slim now, right? So that it's a slim one. The new ones are all slim, I believe. Yeah. Nice, man. Dude, I'm super excited, brother. You are going to love it. All right, Ace, my guy. Have a good one. You know, if I don't see you before and get off here, I'll see you later on this evening, maybe. We'll get off, obviously. You know, for church, we'll be at church, and then after that, we'll get back on. What time you picking up, Brian? You're at work. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. Get back to work then. Yep. Do your thing, brother. I'll be here. Brian is at work. One p.m. All right, brother. I will be back on at like what was it, like probably 4-ish our time. So hopefully I'll see you then, huh? Are you picking up any games? Sorry, I keep asking you questions and you just told me you're gonna get back to work. Did I really do that? Well, I bent the tip on my little scraper already. Son of a biscuit. I didn't realize I did it. That's rough. That's good. Bring it through away. All right. Nice. What's up, everybody? What's going on? Oil that feed big time. Huge news, you guys. Brian is coming to the force, you guys. He's joining the force. He is buying a PS5. He's one of the boys now. First PS5, next thing you know, he'll be buying a diesel truck. I mean, he's gonna become one of us. Diesel boys. Diesel boys. See if we can figure out this puzzle now. We took this apart. See if we can get it back together. There's that. There's that. course, you would pop it right out, too. It's first thing. Ding dong. I just got it together. I pull it and I popped it right out. There you go. There you go. Okay, it goes like that. This slides up here like this. Goes in that hole there. Stay in. Wow, nice. I mean, really? Boy, boy, that's easy. Too easy. It doesn't even make sense how that easy that is. Short one up top, long one at the bottom, I believe. Wow, you guys, wow. And that literally fell back together. I'm guessing we're golden here. Don't know why we wouldn't be. Sure. Right. She read too. Newport, New Hampshire, huh? Oh yeah, it already feels better. I don't know if I fixed anything or not, but it definitely feels better. Okay. Nice. Fiend. Cotton. Résistance. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Excuse me. Where did it come from? Gross. Hey, mine, y'all. Considering the length of it, I think I know whose it was. Knock all those out, but I don't think it needs that. Heyo. Thank you. Much love. Appreciate you. God bless. Tell you what, there is an absolute beautiful simplicity to these G-locks. I don't think I've ever knocked the pins out and deep clean this one, but I will at some point, but not right now. We'll save that for making a video about it. I think we can do that and then I'll show you guys that. Show you the full takedown. Yeah, yo. You guys, there is a cool thing you can do with these on the etching on the G lock on the side and whatever number. You can take some like white crayon and run over that, and you can turn all your lettering white on them if you want. It's pretty cool. Little hack. The groove will fill up with the white from the color, and then it'll wipe off of the outer, but it'll stay in that groove. The only thing about obviously white, it's gonna get dirty. You will have to clean it out and then redo it. So I haven't done it, but I've seen people who have, and it is awesome. We should do it though. Actually, I should do it with this one. Let me go get a white crayon. I'm doing it. We're going full throttle on this one. I'm doing it while I got it out. Let's see what happens. We're coming, we're coming. Help your heart. What I missed? No crown. No crawl in here, but we do have a little charcoal pen thing. Apparently somewhere, maybe. This thing here? No, this thing here. It's white. Charcoal, it says. Let's see what happens when we go over the lettering. Okay. It definitely worked a little bit. I think it's going to take some serious, like, pressing it into it to get it all the way filled, but it actually worked. Holy cow, y'all. Oh, that's going to be slick. I get why crayon now is so good, because crayon would push right in. There'd be no issue of filling it. Like right now, I have to go over it and over and over it to fill the groove with this one. But I believe it is 100% working. All right. Let's see how it turned out. Okay. Unfortunately, it just kind of wipes out. And I think crayon is going to be much better than this. This is like a charcoal pencil. And it's just not like sticky down in there, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of dry. She's squeaky though. Now we'll see if that did any better, huh? I think there's just a certain like waxiness to crayons that's just need white. Yeah. Oh, now you see what it does. Now you see what it does. Nice. I'm gonna run NASCAR. Catch you later. All right, Smoke, brother. Have a good day. I should be on later on after church and stuff. We still got an hour before church, so we're just gonna keep on plugging along here. So I appreciate you, Smoke. Man, have a good day. Have some great races. We're gonna come and race. I think maybe Brian might be getting NASCAR. We'll see. I don't know if he's got enough to do it right now with the big purchase of buying the PlayStation stuff, but we'll see. We're gonna try and get him on there. Anyway, it's not perfect, but it looks good. Yep, I will for sure. I will for sure. It'll be about I would say probably it'll be like 4 Central, 5 Eastern time before I'm on. So, but then after that, I should be on for the rest of the night. Get on. We're gonna break out cowboy toots and do some racing. We got to keep the hat going because man, that's been saving us out there. Oh, I wonder what the track is. Hey, if you got time, tell me what the track is. Whenever you get a chance, Smoke, if you don't mind. Otherwise, I'll find out when I see it. Oh, it's Bristol? That's gonna be good. If it's Bristol, you know it's gonna be. It'll be good and bad. It'll be good. It'll be good racing, but it'll be bad because it'll be wreck fest on there. If it's Bristol, man, it's gonna be just a bunch of jerk offs wrecking each other. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, for sure. G lock cleaner is old Jalop. Okay. Does it not say the size on here? Not for sure it would say the size, but I guess it doesn't. I know Keith has to work in the morning, so I don't know how late he'll stay on, but we'll get him on hopefully a little bit with us tonight. ARCA cars are fun at Bristol, yeah. Probably trucks too. I think I remember racing trucks is pretty fun at Bristol as well. But again, I haven't raced since this new setup, since I changed. I haven't really done much ARCA or truck with zero aid, so we'll see how that goes. It's 357. Is 357 the same as 9? It is, right? That's 4 5. Yes. 357 is the same as 9, right? I'm pretty sure. Does anybody else know when you got a cleaning kit and it doesn't have 9 milli? Is 357 is the same size as 9, right? When it comes to a cleaning kit, on the soft side, not the hard side, on this like the on the fabric side. I think that's right. Probably a question for Google. Gotcha. Understood, my friend. Understood. I used to be way more into it. Like that's why I don't know stuff like that anymore. It's just because, you know, once you got it and you got it, what's the point of like, going too much deeper with anything? You got it, you know how to use the stuff. What else is there? I stopped deep into that too. That's all part of that intellect too. People trying to be too intellectual, and I don't do that no more. Yeah, yeah. I do like learning a lot about a lot of different things. And so I get that a lot. A lot of people tell me that. I'm not, I don't get too deep into one thing, but I do like getting a lot of, just um, knowledge about different things. So that way I'm just, I'm somewhat competent in all things. But a lot of it has to do with like, what you have going on in your life. For instance, like, my mechanic stuff, doing all the work on my vehicles and stuff, it just not having money to afford to go to mechanic shop kind of pushed me to where now I do all my own stuff like that. So yeah, all those kind of things. I got real hot into airsoft for a while and just, was all real deep into it, learning everything I could and tried to get real smart about it. And then, but I realized what did it get me? It didn't get me anything. So all that knowledge that I have, it's fine, but we just can't look at it like, it's something superior or whatever. Yeah, well, I mean, I do have my dad to thank a lot for that, and that's one of the things we talk about here. That's why the importance of being a good father like that is important to make sure that you teach your kids a wide range of things. But my dad decided that he was going to basically take me out and do something different every year. We would do something different, an out of our comfort zone activity. So one year it was tennis. We went, my dad was big into tennis, so he took me, I played tennis. He took me to some, what do you call it? Just like training, I guess, just like tennis camp or something like that. It was when I was young. And so I went and played with them. And then at the end, we had a big tournament and I won a couple first place ribbons and it was really good. And so that was a whole year. We played tennis and we did all that. And then one year it was sailing. We went sailing in the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. We sailed. He taught me how to sail. I had to go to sailing courses. I had to get my sailor's license. I had to pass knot tying courses. You had to sail in the ocean for so many hours by yourself, solo sailing, to pass the course. So I did all that. So that was pretty big. That was huge. And I think I was about probably, I don't know, 13 or 14 sailing in the ocean by myself. So that's pretty intense. And then, so, I mean, he guided me with learning how to overcome with that kind of stuff there. So that was pretty good. And then one year it was acting. My dad was an actor. And so I don't know how long you've been here, Smoke, but sometimes I share some of the commercials that he was in on the channel. He was also in a video game, which is why we're kind of, it started that whole video game for us deal because my dad was actually in a video game in the 90s, kind of like those live action. I don't know if you call it live action, but it was like a role play game where on the PCs back then, it was just like basically, it was like you would click a direction, the person would walk that way, and then they would go up to a door, and then they would talk to the door, and you would interact with it, and then you would move to the next space. So it was called the Journeyman Project. Um, 3, I think, is the one my dad's in. The Journeyman Project 3, something in time or something like that. But I've got it saved. And then he was in like uh, Dos Equis, I think. Is it Dos Equis, the one that does the crazy commercial? No, Foster's. Foster's Australian for beer. Yeah, so he was one of those where he's a father of a church, and the guy comes up and he runs up to him. And he's like, "Father, Father, I got to tell you something. I just slept with these two women, and my dad's the father, so he's all like, "Oh, I see you've come for to ask for forgiveness." And the guy's like, "What? Ask for forgiveness?" He's like, "Fuck no, I'm telling everybody." And then he runs off and he tells the next person that he was sleeping with two women. So pretty funny. But yeah, so he took me and we did that. Took me to acting classes. So did all that. Um, I got, so I had all the, you know, headshots taken and everything. And then I was in one movie. It's not really even a movie. It was like a short film or whatever you call it. And I can't even find it anymore, but I believe it was called The Law of the Fist or something like that. It was a martial arts flick. Nah, he did. Nah, he died. Um, it was a martial arts flick, and I was just an extra in the background in like the dojo. My dad was like the sensei, and then a couple of the students were like the main characters, and it was just about like fighting and bullying and stuff like that. And then so that was the one that I was actually in, and then but I tried out for another show called Fudge. It was this big ABC morning kids show in the '90s. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I tried out for it, and then I got a call back, and we went back, and it was just me and this one other kid there in the studio, and we auditioned, and I did really good the first time. Well, the second time I went in, I didn't do as good, but the main thing was is I was kind of old. They were looking for like an 11-year-old, and I was like 13, so I was getting ready to age out. Yeah, so it was only I think it was only on for one or maybe two seasons on ABC called Fudge. And so, but later on, I never got called back again. You just don't get called back in that scenario. You never hear from them. So, but later on, I was watching, and the kid that I was in the audition with got the part. He was the star of Fudge. So he was just a couple years younger than I was at the time. So he got the part. And then that was about it for my acting life because things got real weird in Hollywood and things got very uncomfortable for my dad. My dad was like, hell no, we ain't ever going back there. We were going to these acting classes, and I thought it was amazing. Like it was the coolest thing I had ever been a part of. I was like, shit, man, this is so cool. And the people there were awesome. And I'll tell you a couple other things about it though that I didn't realize. When you're young, you just don't realize stuff. You think everything's innocent, right? You think you trust all people, everybody's innocent. So, but he said after I wasn't there because he kept going, and I wasn't with him anymore. I went back and stayed with my mom. Hollywood strange, that's for sure. Uh, he said, I asked him later on because we never went back. And I was just curious, later on, like I was probably 17, 18. I was like, what the hell? How come we never went back to the acting classes and we never did that? He said, well, I'll tell you. And he was brutally honest. He said, one night they invited me for an after party afterwards. And then I showed up at their house. And he said, they were all just doing coke and having sex with each other. And I was like, what the fuck? All of them. The dudes were having sex with the dudes, the chicks, the dudes and chicks, all get just like basically a big orgy, he said. And he's like, I just wasn't into it. And I sure as hell wasn't taking my kid there. And I was like, oh, okay. And after that, I knew, I understood. I was like, yeah, I see. The whole class, dude, like all of them went and did this afterwards. I had no idea. The bad part is that some of the guys that were there, we didn't realize that at first. So I went out and hung out with them. At like I think I was probably 13. At like 13 years old, I'm hanging out with these dudes that are obviously, doing this stuff and they'll do anything for stars because they were older. They're like in their mid 20s, right? And I'm hanging out with them. Whew, boy, we didn't know. We were so foolish. We were so foolish and blind by it. Yeah, a bunch of freaks, right? But to be honest with you, they were super cool to me. They were super nice to me. They never tried to do anything to me. It was never weird for me. I know my dad experienced that, but I didn't have any experience like that. It was actually one of the best times of my life, except for one thing. I did have kind of a weird thing. One of the girls there, and she was young. I think she was like 18 or something, but I'm 13, right? One of the girls there I was super into, and her name was Anna. And she'd do it obviously because I was always trying to flirt with her, but all the guys were basically. I was, I think she was used to it from all the guys there all the time, flirting with her and just, she was gorgeous. So, and I'm 13, like, but anyway, so um I'm hanging out and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what I was thinking because I honestly can't remember what I was thinking, but she invited me back to her apartment or whatever. And so I go back to the apartment with her and she like gets me a couple of her headshots or whatever. And she, autographs them and puts these really like, sexy, cute messages on them to a 13-year-old, guys. Keep this in mind. Okay. And then, so she gives me those and then we like make out for a little bit. I make out with this girl and then nothing else happened though, and I left. And so I was like, oh man, it was cool as shit though. Back when you're 13, I was thinking I was big shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling everybody. But then later on, I found out that like she did it with my dad. She did it with all the guys in the studio. Like, I was like, oh shit, okay, never mind. Boy, that minimizes it big time for you. But yeah, that just gives you a little insight to how crazy that world is, man. I didn't know it, and it's not like I ever thought that anything was ever done wrong to me or anything like that. I wanted that. So, granted, law, speaking of the law, she was definitely over 18 and I was definitely under 15. So, that probably wouldn't have been looked at real good in the eyes of the law, but it's just different for guys. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. It's just not the same. There's not that same innocence taken away from a guy. I don't know. We don't have that, so I don't know. Different, but either way, I don't know that it's right or wrong. I leave that up to people who make those decisions, not me. So, oh, like, oh, dang, she was with my dad. Oh man, I'm pretty sure they did more than what I did. So, way to go, pops. My dad was quite the ladies' man, though I will say. So, that's one thing he always had going for him. Oh yeah, here's the 9 one. Should I probably use the? I bet I used the 357 Sig one on it. I don't even know. Nah, do I have it? No, I don't have it. You know what? I'm not even gonna think about it. Doesn't matter. Yeah, Hollywood's a strange one, you guys. But although I say all that, man, best times, some of the best times of my life, man. I was having a blast. I was having a good time. Bump, ba bump, ba bump. We're having a good time. I didn't know what was going on. I'm pretty sure this is how you do this one. Yep, that and release after content. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This one has a dual action spring, kind of like the newer generation Glocks. It's got two different spring tensions on it, inner and outer. Yep. Yep. That was some wild times back then. But that's how we grow, right? And I can't even imagine where some of those people are at today. But I had so much fun. We used to do improv. It was like a lot of improv. And dude, improv is so much fun. Improv's like one of the best things ever. And then we would do like monologues or dialogues where we would do like a movie. One of them was The Odd Couple. I remember doing The Odd Couple. Who is it? Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau, I think, is their names. Um, but yeah, so. But man, just like it's really good to get um, to overcome that fear of this kind of stuff, speaking in front of people. That's how I'm able to do, like this, like I am with you guys, is just I did it for a long time. And it's very natural to be able to speak like this. When you don't do it every single day, it became a little weird. Like when I first started back talking to you guys and stuff, man, I was like, whoa, I don't know. But man, it just comes right back to you. And it's like, hey, it's like it never left. Yeah. So, anyway, so back to that though, that is very important, I think, for fathers to do for their kids. The same thing. Also, with telling them the truth, like what we do, I messed up with my kids. I can tell you that. I was big into ego when I had my kids, and I had no idea what I was doing. If I was doing, I thought I was doing the right thing, but I wasn't. I was deep stuck in ego. And, owie, shit. And, ouch, it pinched me, y'all. It pinched me. And so, I had to go and apologize to them for, doing to them what my parents did to me, that same spirit of anger that we don't talk about. And you know I wanted to make sure they understood that what was going on was my fault, was their mother's fault, was my fault for not protecting them from their mother. And they got that same spirit of anger that we all got, unfortunately. But man, imagine if you could have this knowledge and could catch it ahead of time, and you really wanted to change, and you wanted to change the life of your child, and you had that opportunity and that knowledge that could do that. Woo, it could be so big for people. I know it's big for me. It's big for that me to be able to give that to my kids, so maybe they can see that when they have their kids. But no judgment. It's yeah, that's in them. You also can't help them either. You can't even help your kids. You can do right and be what's right in front of them, but once they're adults, that's all up to them after that. I can't do anything now. So, but when you're that young, it's very difficult when you're young to work on yourself like that. I can't wrap my mind around it because obviously I didn't have, but to think that I would, start looking inside myself at that age. Had I done it, it would be amazing. But man, I can't imagine me doing that. I was so lost in ego. I would have probably just said bullshit and walked away. I wasn't looking for it at the time. When you don't want it, God will leave you right there in it, man. He don't care. He'll let you make that choice yourself. That's what people think free will is. Oh, I make choices to go and do what I want and this and that bullshit. The only free will you have is you have the choice to not come back to God and stay present. That's your choice. And then you live in that world or you live in the what I call the real world, which is out of that emotional ego based life. Let your ego die. Be done with it. Be done with anger. Be done with hate. Completely done with it. Let it go. We are done. We hate no one. We only have love now. And you overcome. And I hope that, my children can do that too. But like I say, if they don't, that's them. I can't do anything about it. All you do is worry. You'll live in fantasy in your head if you sit there and worry about other people and what they're going to do. Cool, man. I appreciate that, Smoke. We try. I mean, that's definitely the key is to be, entertainment for you guys. But in this instance, I just like talking with you guys, and I love talking about the truth, and I love hearing what other people think about it and what's going on inside of other people's. And it really shows me what's going on inside of me. Every time we talk, you guys, it's like I learned something new about myself. It's really cool. And I don't know about learned it, but God reveals it. Thank you, Smoke. Dude, you are awesome, brother. I really appreciate it. And we really appreciate you being here, my friend. Even if it's just us, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't even matter. It could be 100 of us, or it could be just me and you, and it just feels exactly the same. Okay, it's done. This one is the one that a lot of people think is scary right here. This is the P320, you guys. Now, I know you say you don't know a lot about the pews, but that's the one that the military ran for a while, and then they started going off on their own. They're the self shooters. I don't know if you've heard of that. They're the ones that go off on their own. So, um, but what they did was, I mean, I'm here to talk to anybody. I will tell you that. I don't want to think of myself as anything directly like that, but I would talk to teens. I would talk to anybody who wanted to hear the truth. I 100% would talk to them. Just let them know the truth, and then that's inside of them, whether they can figure it out or not after that. Something that their fathers probably didn't give them. They were probably like me and weak. Weak. I made their mother my God. I put her above all, and I didn't do what was right, and I didn't tell the kids what was right, and I lived in ego and emotion, and yeah, and I think everybody needs to hear it, whether they accept it or not. That's up to them. But if you don't know, if you never really know, it's just like you're so tricked at an early age, you'll never understand what's going on inside of you because nobody ever tells you the truth, man. That's the worst part of it. People just they'll hide the truth from you to save your feelings, you know? Well, we don't make people feel bad. Really? You care more about whether people feel bad or not over the truth? That doesn't make sense. God sure wouldn't do that, I can tell you that. God would tell everybody the truth no matter how much it hurt them. That's love, actually. That's God's love, is no matter what, always telling the truth with no anger, with zero anger and hate, but being able to discern right or wrong and tell the truth about it is God's love. But we think it's emotional. People think love is an emotional thing, and that's human love. That has nothing to do with God. True love is just having no hate in you. It's that easy, you guys. And all of you can do it. Every single one of us can drop the hate right now, have zero hate, and be nothing but love if we wanted to. But most people don't want to do that. They really like their ego. They love that feeling. People love emotions. You hear them say it all the time. Oh, it feels so good to like be happy, or it feels good to get angry, or whatever. That's where people want to be. They want to be in feeling instead of truth. I do understand it though, because that was me. I'm talking about myself too when I say that. I was lost in feeling. I mean, I would have, if a woman came up to me or something, I would have done anything to go and be with her. I'd have ditched my kids, ditched my family. I was lost in my own ego in my head because I thought that's what was important, was having a good feeling. The same reason that I used and all the other stuff that I did. I was chasing that feeling, but then I realized what I was chasing that wasn't the feeling of that. It was the feeling of what's empty inside of me, and that emptiness was the lack of God in my life. It was my disconnect from God. I just didn't know it. He's always been trying to bring me back. I just never really looked at it because I was blind. Did we just really put that thing back together and not put like fluff or on it? Completely back apart. Maybe not. Maybe I can. No, I gotta take it apart. Make sure we're careful over here with the. Good time. There we go. Yeah, it should be good. I'll push that pin. That might not be good. Sup, Suge? What you doing?
Which ones? Stuff.
Gotcha. Go. Was it try and send that Bristol setup? Still try and figure PS5 out. Oh, you need a Bristol setup for PS5? Because my Bristol setup, the only thing I've ever used is it'll be all lowest tire settings, 15 or 13, whatever it is. My bumps I've always ran at like 7997, 7997, like that area. And then I don't usually adjust the cambers because I didn't know enough about them. And then wedge would be like a 47 wedge. And then I would have let go of all the sway. There'd be no sway bar. I would have all the weight on the nose and on the left-hand side. I have one, can't figure out how to send it to me. Oh, how to send me the setup? Okay, so the only way you could do it would be to take a picture on your PlayStation, which is that little, the picture button, the next to the pad in the middle on the left up there. So I think it's either if you click it or hold it, I forget which one, it'll take a screenshot. Then you'll want to send that screenshot to the chat. Are you in TPB chat? Hold on, let me. Yeah. I went to the PlayStation app real quick and I added you to the TPB chat. So now you should be able to take that picture of your screen, just screenshot your, your PlayStation screen with the setup, and then you'll go to that picture. You'll have like I think it's called like video, picture and video or something. You'll go to that picture, and then it'll say, well, what do you want to do with it? And you'll say, send it to TPB chat. That's our chat that I just added you to. You have to join the chat first, and then you should be able to. And that should be that. It should be good. Okay, that's not one. Can I help you do something, sweetheart?
Sign that up.
What?
That's hard to start.
I can mute this anytime you're ready. Anytime you're ready, mama.
Okay.
Ready now? Guys, I'm gonna mute. She's gonna run a grinder for a second. I'll be right back. She done for now,
For a moment.
for the moment.
I'd like to get them finer than that, though. I don't know.
I can send you my Bristol setup, but you just have to wait until I get on, of course, and then I'll definitely send it to you. 100%. But what I told you was literally the only Bristol setup I've ever used. And it's just 47 wedge, all the air out of the tires, you know. Um, I raise up the bumps and the rebounds, and I go full left, weight, full nose weight, tire pressure all the way out. But yeah, and then on Bristol, I do, I believe I lower the rear end ratio all the way to the lowest. So, but yeah, no, I'll send it to you for sure, 100%, no doubt. And if Keith gets home, he'll send you his before I even get there, if he's listening. Okay, I gotta turn on the air. It's heating. Gonna use the grinder again. Be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom. We're back.
Chopped up like this. Because it's really finely ground.
Yeah.
I tried it and it wouldn't read my food processor bowl
Yeah.
for the ice.
Well, smoke.
To put it in it.
You have to remember, buddy, this was with AIDS. This was full on like hard mode. So I had like 15% AIDS on everything. Oh, it's gonna be totally different. That's what I was saying. I'll send you my setup, but my setup is not gonna be good for no AIDS, dude. Yeah, yeah. If you want to run my setup, you need to have AIDS. Yes, exactly. I have not done any. Literally, when you came in, basically, you started watching me since I shut AIDS off. Before that, every setup I had was easy because I was running, you know, on hard instead of expert with full AIDS. So, yep. So you probably don't want it because I'll bet you 47 now. Yeah, you're right. The ass be hanging out. Nah, you wouldn't even get off the line. There'd be no ass. It would just be just an ice skating rink of you spinning circles. I feel like, or at least that would be me. You know, not you, but me. This part.
Grinding again.
She's grinding again. Be right back. This is your favorite gun for a while. I mean, airsoft.
Here's the airsoft gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't really trust that I can drop it in my purse and it'll be fine.
It's too big for your purse
You know what
anyway.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
No, it's way too big
I
for your
think I'll
purse
go
anyway.
like a little
Yep.
XD or.
She wants a Hellcat or a, what is the other? Oh, the LCP, LC9,
Like that.
all those. Bristol
I mean,
setup.
the
I
thing
have
is
great
nice. I
wall
love it.
riding
I
hot.
paid nice
Yeah.
money for it,
Yeah, you can definitely do the wall bump on Bristol. I know. I've seen a lot of people do it. I did never do it because of the way I had the aid set up before. I would just zip right around the bottom and I could just roll right underneath everybody with all those aids on. But now it's gonna be totally different. So that won't be like that anymore. I don't know how it's gonna work out. Smoke. Bristol is absolutely scary. I can't. Could you imagine Bristol with 40 players? Holy cow. That's going to be intense. That is going to be super intense. Done. Your state of the job's done. There. This flips back up. Engage. That's it. Oh, that one's easy. That one is super easy. I do it all the time. And the wall ride's too good to not do it, right? You do it in Charlotte too. Charlotte was the big one I used to do the wall ride on. And man, I would hook people on there. Now, not on the events so much. I never was really into the events. 40 car lobbies challenge. Yeah, no shit. There's that. There's that. We're pretty close to being done here. We just got the long end to do. Hey, Lonnie, what's going on? It'd be amazing, my friend. It'd be absolutely amazing. How you be? Just chilling. Absolutely amazing. Me too. What a beautiful Sunday, huh? We got, oh, well, we're about done. You caught me just before we're getting off here, actually. We probably got a couple minutes and then we're going to, we'll be off for a couple hours and then we'll be back after that. So, so that's what we'll be doing. Drop all of this. Drop all of that. Take it all out. I don't want to do it right now, though. Don't feel like doing all that right now. So let's just get in there the best we can, huh? This, get this. Let's work it, baby. Work it, work it, work it, work it. Sucks on my end. I don't even know what you do. Oh. Well, I mean, right now, I don't know what you mean by what I do, but you mean like what I'm doing? I'm doing something that I just can't show you guys, unfortunately. I wish I could, but I can't. I am cleaning up after airsoft. But what do I do? Like, I mean, I'm obviously a YouTube streamer, is what I do. I stream games, I stream IRL, I stream stuff like this, um, and then just make content. But I'm also a business owner. I've done paintless dent repair for years. My dad did that before me, and it was a family business, and I did that. But the automotive industry just ain't for me, not in that way anyway. So I'm just transitioning to other things while I can. That's it. So that's the story of me. No big deal. What about you? What do you do? Tell me what you do, my friend. Or just finding a career? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, that's good, man. That's a good life. That's a good living. It's hard, though. It's hard work. Farm life is hard work, my friend. I totally get it, but it is very rewarding, and it's a very important part of life, isn't it? That a lot of people neglect, especially when it comes to the food that they ingest. They never really think about what it takes to get that. So that's awesome, man. That is absolutely awesome. We used to have a 65-acre farm years ago that we would just rent it out though for pasture. We didn't actually farm ourselves on it. My great grandparents, it was their farm. They farmed on it. My grandparents gave it to my mom. My mom wasn't a farmer. My dad wasn't a farmer, so they just leased the land, and then eventually we just sold it because it was a inconvenience at the time, which is super disappointing now. I wish we still had it. I didn't realize. You never realize, you know what I'm saying, until it's too late. Hindsight is 2020, isn't it? But we make our choices, and we don't have any regrets. So, and now I'm in a place where it's absolutely amazing. Making that little bit before it goes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, God bless you, my friend. You're doing God's work. People don't even know how hard it is. God bless you, and God bless the farmers, man. It's a beautiful thing. Just remember, whatever you do, thank you, my friend. Thank you, Lonnie. That's amazing, dude. I appreciate that. Just remember, whatever you do, it's not you. It might be what you do, but it's not you. It doesn't define you. It doesn't make you. Make sure you find yourself too, and then separate yourself from whatever that work is. It's fine. Be the best you can be at work. Do your work. Be great. Be great at it, but don't make it everything about you because, you're you. Your work doesn't make you. Anything you do, you'll be great at. So, most of the time, we think about it too much. You build that house? Yes, yes, we built this. I had a contractor build it. I lived in an RV right next to it while it was being built. We didn't build it technically, but I had it built. Yep. Thanks, man. Take it easy. No worries. So, hell yeah. Thank you, brother. Absolutely. Oh, really? Buddy told you? Well, cool, man. Well, come on, man. Hell yeah. Thank you. And tell your friend, whoever it is, thank you as well. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. And welcome. Welcome to the family. But so yeah, so Smoke, what happened was is after the farm, we built our first home. And I say it the same way. I got a contractor and had it built. We didn't build it by hand ourselves, but so we had our first home built, and it was in the city basically where my kids were going to school. They were young at the time, and we were living like I had to drive, you know, an hour a day each, not each way, but twice a day, 30 minutes each way, twice a day to take kids to school, pick them up from school, or somebody did, you know. And so it was just gas prices were crazy. It was like, what was it, 2015, 2014, 2015, 2016? It was just things were getting really hard. And that was when we decided to sell the farm. And then we built our first house in the city, right in the middle of town. It was gorgeous. It was amazing. Um, I don't know that I have anything. I don't think I was streaming then, so I don't really have anything on the channel from that house. But boy, it was absolutely gorgeous. And but it was in the city, and I'm just city life ain't for me no more. And so one day we went out and we decided we wanted to move, you know, to like on the lake, you know. So we went and we found a spot and we just went through with it, man. We didn't even think about it, just did it. In fact, the day before our house was being, we'd sold it. The day before we had to be out of it, I still didn't have a place to live, you guys. That's how little I've given up on worrying about stuff. But I tell you what, like my mom, she was absolutely terrified of me like that, of me pushing like, but you know what? I knew that was going to be taken care of. I absolutely knew that God was going to make it right, and I had no thought about it. And sure as shit, that very day, what popped up? A fucking RV, taking it on a repo within our price range, way nicer than what we were looking at. I mean, everything just works out, you guys, like that. It was so perfect. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to try. It was just, you know, I was taken care of. I think that once you let go of that thought that we're in control, man, things just really start happening exactly the way they're supposed to be. So it was absolutely amazing, you guys. And so then, yeah, so then we came out here, and when we found this, we threw some RVs up out here, and we built another house out here instead. I will say we did very well on the other house was one of the good things. We made a good bit of money when we built the cost of building to when we sold the cost of building. And then when we came out here, we tried to do it as reasonable as possible. We spent every dime that we made, every single penny we made, and then some. So we actually didn't, you know, make anything, but we're where we want to be. So it worked out. Worked out for us, that's for sure. And we absolutely love it. And you guys see, we've been working a lot on the property, so you'll be able to see, you know, all of what we've done up here. We're doing a lot of the outside. Basically, from here on out, we're out of money to spend on other people working on the house. So we're doing the rest ourselves. Anything else that needs to be done, we get out there and we do it. So that's why we're doing all the landscaping ourselves and you know, a lot of the other stuff. Also, too, why I do all my own mechanic stuff that I can within reason. Obviously, I can't do everything, but everything I can, I do myself. And it was really great. I've been doing it for years, and we never had the stream. I never streamed it. I didn't realize that it could be so good. So now that we've started to stream it, we've actually had some pretty good streams of mechanic stuff as well. So, well, it looks like the time has come, you guys. We're headed off to church. So we'll be back afterwards. It'll be a few hours probably, and then we'll come back. We'll do something. I don't know. We might play games. We might do another. We might do a split stream with Keith. I'm not sure exactly what's going. We might get on NASCAR. I think we're probably going to get on and do some NASCAR at some point here with Smoke. So and thank you, Smoke. I appreciate that about the house, man. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna get out of here for now. Thank you guys, everybody, for hanging out. Thanks to all the people who came. Thanks to the new subscribers, the old subscribers. Thanks to all my members. Thanks everybody. Go and check out everything. Go and check out the members page. Check out our podcast. It's $2 a month to become a member, so doesn't break the bank, but it really helps us out a lot. So you know, you guys do your thing. We appreciate you all being here. Much love. We'll see you here after a while. Peace.